You are so intelligent for listening to this video. This one's going to be a short one, but it's going to be such a juicy goodie. And it's one thing that you need for 2022, and it's probably going to... I'm actually going to do just right now, I've decided. I'm going to do a whole series about how going into 2024 can look for you if you just shift a couple of things. And one of these things is going to be what you listen to and what you put in your ears and in your eyes. So I'm very clear about the kind of woman that I want to become. I've really started to embrace who it is that I am, who it is that I want to be. And I'm clear about my direction and about my vision and about what it is that I want. And as I'm watching, very rarely do I watch TV. But as I'm watching TV or maybe a Netflix show, which I rarely do, but I do watch them, or maybe I'm scrolling through Instagram or whatever it is, I'm aware of the messaging that's coming across. And if it doesn't align with who I am as a person, I literally don't watch it, don't listen to it, or I unfollow it, or I thumbs down it, because you really can train your algorithm. I know a lot of people are Instagram, all I see on Instagram is comparison. And for me, most of the things I see on Instagram are healthy foods, because that's what I spend a lot of my time looking at, is healthy foods and healthy recipes. So my algorithm, I don't feel like there's this big comparison, because it's not a lot of people coming up on my algorithm. It's a lot of food. So you really can train your algorithm. It doesn't have to be this comparison, materialistic trap. That's a side note. But the music you listen to, and honestly, the top charts of anything, you probably need to stay away from. You could ask me right now, Corinne, what are the top 10 biggest songs right now? I don't know them. I mean, really could not tell you in any genre what they are. Because I have curated my music. I listen to more indie people, maybe older songs, artists you've probably never heard of that have a very small following. Because what I was noticing was all the music was anxiety, depression, sadness, drugs, sex, more sex, sadness and drugs from the sex, depression from the sex, anxiety from the sex, breakups, unhealthy relationship patterns, misogyny. And I was like, why would I listen to any of these things? Literally, why would I listen to these things? So I started to slowly cut off very popular music. And then in the past kind of 30 days, I set aside and I dedicated to God and just spending time with God. And I haven't listened to any of it. So I really don't know what's out there. And honestly, I don't want to go back. Because as I'm listening to songs that are in my faith, and my faith is I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and my faith, the faith songs are beautiful. The faith songs are about encouragement and love and being a conqueror and living in your purpose and living in your truth and finding true friendship and believing God and understanding who you are. And then listening to different charts, and it's anxiety and depression and sadness. And it's whoa, the difference is so crazy, and I already knew it. But being as far removed from it as I am right now, it really changed my perspective, because I was this is crazy. I want y'all to take at least a week or 2 weeks and don't listen to popular songs. Don't listen to music that has any cussing in it. Don't listen to any B words, H words, N words, C words, anything. If you could not play it over the loudspeaker and be proud over a loudspeaker at an old folks home or an elementary school, I want you to cut it out. And it's going to change your whole perspective. And it may seem oh, Corinne, that's not fun. Or, what if people think I'm weird? And it's babe, the normal is to be depressed and anxious. The normal is to live a life full of anger. The normal is to live a life full of bitterness. The normal is to hate growing up because adulting is hard. The normal is to hate men. The normal is to see women as your enemy. The normal is to glorify drugs and gangs and violence. Do you want to be normal? Like, I don't want that. And I really had to sit down and I was like, I don't want that. Like, the beautiful life is for me. I deserve the beautiful life. I'm going to get the beautiful life. And one major thing in 2024 is I'm like watching what's around me. Not only the music I put into my ears, but like the things that I allow to come out of my mouth, and the things that I allow for other people to come out of their mouths, and my presence is changing. Because if we're talking about like anxiety and depression, those things may be very, very real in that person's world at that time. But if we're not talking about, this is how I'm dealing with it, here is how I'm getting through it, this is the professional I'm seeing, you know, these are the generational curses I'm trying to break, these are the patterns I'm trying to break, you know, can you pray for me? If we're just talking about like how bad it is, I don't want to be around it. I want to be around solution-based thinking. I don't want to be around people who are caught in a victim mentality, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, everybody is in their own stage. But I'm at a point where, like, I literally cannot be around those things. And maybe you're not at that point yet, and I still want to encourage you to just take a break from popular music. Don't listen to it, because when I tell y'all, these lyrics are just feeding you sadness and confusion and anger and self-doubt and self-hate and even if it does sound like it's confidence, a lot of it is false confidence. I really want y'all to step away from whatever's topping the charts, step away from whatever like movie or the new show or whatever it is. It's like, step away from it and decide what it is that you want for your life. And so that way, when you do step back into it, you can be very clear. And here's a very good way to do it. You can just write down on a piece of paper every single thing that you want out of life. Like, get very detailed, get very descriptive. Everything you want out of life. Now, you need to write down, who do you have to be to become that person? So for me, I know what my goals are, and I have to become more of a socialite or a socially active person. I love to be inside. I love to be in my home. Like, it's beautiful here. But that is not conducive to who I need to be. And so I know that I'm changing that behavior, and I need to change that behavior. Write down what it is that you want. And maybe your desire is to have a beautiful, thriving marriage. Okay, so why then would you listen to music that talks about men ain't S, or all men are trash, or all men are dogs, or do these men how they do you? It's not helping you. Why would you listen to, music about taking Plan Bs if you want a healthy family and you need to have kids for a family? Like, that's in your desires. So be very careful about what you listen to, and know that it's impacting you. It may not seem like it's impacting you. It may seem very small, but it is impacting you. So be super careful about what you're listening to and about what you're watching. Because if we're going to do peace and ease as feminine women, we have to invite everything in that has peace and ease, and everything else has to go. We can't keep anything here that is not conducive to peace and ease. Like, it just doesn't work that way. We don't need to do that. So think about that. Cut some of the stuff out that you're seeing. Stop listening to it. Take like a 1 week break, a 1 week detox. Write those questions down. What do I want? Who do I have to be to become it? And go do those things. And take away a lot of the distractions that you have going on. And I promise you, it's going to change your life. It's going to change the way that you see life. It's going to change the way that you look at things. And you're just going to be like, I don't have time for this anymore. You'll listen to it. Maybe you go out and the song comes on, but you're not going to be deep into it. And sometimes a lot of those things ask you to be really deep into it, and it's nothing good for you. So whatever is popular right now, I would say step away from it. Step away from the shows that are popular, step away from the music that is popular. And I'm not saying you can't listen to shows or you can't watch shows or listen to music. I'm saying step away from the stuff that's popular and find stuff that serves what you want to do. So if you want to live a soft girl life, Google soft girl life playlist, or go into Spotify and put in soft girl life, or Apple Music and put in soft girl life, or Tidal and put in soft girl life, or go to, those streaming platforms and put in feminine energy, or go into those platforms and put in marriage. Like whatever it is that you desire, make sure that you are building your life around that thing that you desire. And I promise you, 2024 is going to be a much better year than you expected it to be, simply by just changing the music you listen to and the shows that you watch. You can do this. I'm proud of you. I'm always so excited to hear from you guys, the comments that you all have. Remember, my courses are in the description box below. The Sex is Your Superpower course is there, and the Become a Desire. And I always offer one-on-one femininity coaching. So thank you all for watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.